and what I'm going to be doing today is answering a few questions that I've been getting on two of my most popular videos here on YouTube, and I am also going to be reading some of the comments that you guys made. So I wanted to take a minute to tell you guys thank you so much for sharing my video. Thank you guys so much for using it in your classrooms. Thank you guys so much for just showing me so much love and all of that good stuff on my hospitality management videos. It is something that I did in school, and I really enjoy hospitality management all around. So what I want to do now, I just want to take a minute and just go ahead and start with some of the most popular videos that I have, some of the comments and questions, because I realize that you guys have been asking me a lot of questions and I try to respond as quickly as I can, but I thought it might be a good idea to just pull up one of the videos, look at a few of the questions that we have here, and just go ahead and answer them. And then hopefully it would be some type of motivation, it would be some type of help to you guys. All right, so just looking at the comments that I have here, I'm going to do the newest ones first. And I am looking at this video right here. It's the video that talks about I'm sorry, I'm going to look at this video right here. Let me show it to you guys first. So I'm going to look at this video today and this video today. So I'm only going to look at a few comments and read a few and answer a few questions. So I'm going to start with this video now, and then later I'll go to this one. So this video has 33,000 views at this time that I'm reading it, and it has a total of 86 comments. So Stephanie said, thank you for this video, I really appreciate it. And we have someone in Texas saying, hello, would this industry be useful in the spa industry? I am a licensed I'm sorry, I missed that one. They're asking if it's going to be they're asking if it's going to be something that is going to be good for the spa industry. And this person, I think they mentioned some time ago, the comment went away, they work at a luxury spa. So my answer to that question is yes. Hospitality management covers the entire industry of the hotels, motels, lodging, restaurant, food, recreation industry on a whole. And if you're going to want to work at a resort, having hospitality management is something that is going to greatly benefit you, because it's going to show you all the different things that you can learn in the hospitality industry, and specifically the hotel motel industry, where you will be practicing your craft of working in a spa. So of course, if you're thinking about doing anything like that, you would definitely need a license. So I understand that you have a license, so that is just going to help you on the path. But you're going to get more respect, you're going to be more marketable, and you can demand a higher pay if you have that hospitality management bachelor degree, as well as your license to practice as in the spa. Okay, someone just said, great news, I am doing hospitality management, I really like it. Someone also asked the question. Kaylin asked, I'm interested in becoming a director of food and beverage. What entry-level job should I start doing to work my way up as a director? So if you want to become a food and beverage manager, I would assume you must start from the bottom and work your way up. I would say you can start as low as a dishwasher, because when you're a food and beverage director, if anyone doesn't come to work, you must know how to do those tasks. And it doesn't look good for a beverage manager to not be able to operate the dishwashing machine that cleans all the dishes in that specific environment. Then the food won't come out because there won't be any clean dishes, right? So I'm saying that to say something as a dishwasher, even something like a janitor or something like that working within the industry, because it gives you a different perspective on how the operation works. I'm not quite sure where you are in your life, Kaylin, in terms of education and experience, but what I'm saying to you is that if you want to make some type of impact, if you want to be attractive on resume, it would be good for you to actually start low, dishwasher, maybe even a line prep person if you're in the kitchen, and then work your way up. It's always best to do that because a lot of the times when people come in as supervisors and directors, if they don't have that background, yes, they may have the education, but if they don't have the background, the experience, then they may not be able to perform and they won't be able to empathize with those people in those roles. But if you were once a dishwasher and now you become a food and beverage manager, then I am sure that if there's an issue or the person is trying to explain something to you, you're going to be able to understand fully because you had that job. When they say, okay, you can't do this or you can't do that, or this is not possible with this machine, you know what's going on because you actually had that role before. All right, so I would say as low as possible and work your way up. The next question, someone says, please tell us more information about tourism careers. So when you're thinking about tourism, you're thinking about the art of the travel, and you're thinking about the hotel industry altogether, but a part of that is the tourism aspect of it, the actual movement of people from place to place, whether by sea, land, or air, right? So when you're talking about tourism on a whole, you're talking also about the economy, how much money a country or a nation can get from that type of service. So what I would recommend that you do, Sylvia, is take a look at my video that talks about careers in hospitality and tourism management, and pay attention to the airline industry, the travel industry, because I did make some mention there. We have Dwayne saying, thanks a lot. The universe did brought you to me. Amazing insight. Thank you, Dwayne. Then we have Prankita said, I am a travel and tourism student. Can I apply for a job in cruise with for hold on. So she says she's a travel and tourism student. Can I apply for a job in cruise receptionist? Please answer. So again, when we're talking about the whole travel and tourism industry, hospitality management on a whole, of course you can apply for a job as a cruise receptionist, of course, because these are things that you're going to be learning specifically in your industry. You mentioned that you are a travel and tourism student. I am sure that if you haven't taken a course that tells you how to greet people in terms of customer service, you will be taking a customer service course. And that is where your customer service skills and your personality would come to play in terms of being a receptionist. And I've always learned since I was younger, before I actually graduated from high school, I was a part of a special program. And one of the things that they taught me, they said when I'm answering the phone, I have to answer with a smile on my face. I guess it comes through, but at the end of the day, I think it did work out. And hospitality is just a natural part of me. It's just who I am. So it doesn't come hard. All right, so yes, back to your question, Prankita. Yes, you can apply for that job if you are a travel and tourism student. It's my first time I listen and watch your video. You are a star. And welcome to Zanzibar. Be my guest. Thank you, Musa. Thank you so much for the offer. We also have another comment here from Agre. Thanks a lot. I will be starting mine on Monday. So this person, I assume, is starting their hospitality and tourism management degree soon, or started, because this is in the past. Now, the question is, Shania asks, do you think tourism and hospitality management is a good career to study now with COVID-19? Yes, absolutely yes. I think that you should do it because at the end of the day, we are actually now, I'm recording this video in April. I'm in New York, and what I'm seeing now is that the restaurants and hotels are becoming more vibrant. About a week ago, I went to a hotel and the hotel was full. They are still practicing some restrictions with the pandemic and everything not being all together gone. But I can tell you the rooms are being full, restaurants are now getting filled up. And what I think the main thing that I am seeing how the COVID, the pandemic has affected the industry is it makes it more deliberate, more specific. For example, where you were going to just get up, get dressed, going to a restaurant, hoping that they can seat you, you have to make a reservation, right? In terms of you going to the pool, for example, at the hotel, you may need to reserve a specific time for the pool so you can have that pool available to you based on the property and so forth. I am seeing that the hotels continue to make sure that they put the seals on the door so they can see that after the person left, the cleaner, you are the first person here. You're breaking that seal, opening up that door right there. So at the end of the day, I think that yes, it is still a good time to go into the industry because think about it. People have been like they have been locked up. Like I have been locked up, my daughter have been locked up, my partner has been locked up. We want to go out. We're ready to go out. We're tired. We just want to go, tired of being home, and we want to go out, even if it's just going out to eat and stuff like that. I think that it is still a good industry because at the end of the day, people always work hard and people would always want to unwind. All right, and people always work hard and people are always going to want to treat themselves. So that is what I think. Now the question is, so James has a comment. James said a travel agent will no longer be a career. It is, sorry. James said travel will no longer be a career is what I was told in 5 years. Everything is done online or through the airport, but I guess we will see in 5 years. So he's basically saying that there are no longer going to be a need for travel agent. I understand that a lot of things are moving online. I understand that people have become accustomed to doing business online. And I agree that some of the jobs that used to be face-to-face will no longer be face-to-face. However, when it comes to you booking a cruise and you trying to put things together when you're traveling for your family and stuff like that, you must admit, James, that things can become a little bit complicated. And we as people, it's a natural feeling for us to work with people. Sometimes when I myself am booking a reservation or I want to do something, I may have all the details that I have and put everything together, but I'm not putting in my credit card. I'm not confirming a reservation unless I get someone on the phone, unless someone can confirm some of the things that I'm seeing are actually still in place that will happen, right? So yes, I agree that travel agent may be something where they need less of, but remember, when we're talking about even luxury travel, there are people who are going to hire people to take care of their business for them. So I don't think that it's ever going to go away, but I think on a whole, not just the hospitality and tourism industry, but the entire world altogether, we have been stuck in a place where for 2 years we've been doing a lot of things online and we find it convenient. And I think some of those services we are going to continue to want to do online, but I still believe that there are just some services that are not going to go away altogether, that people are wanting them to come back. And I think that even if they don't want them to come back all together, there is some type of balance. And I think there are some people who are still going to need that face-to-face interaction. Okay, we have a comment from Amberly. Hi, informative video. Can you please let me know if Masters in Travel and Tourism Management helped me find a job in cruise lines, resorts, 5-star hotels, and airlines? Or should I go for a master's in hospitality management? So this person is asking, Amberly is asking if she should do a degree, a master's degree in travel and tourism or a master's degree in hospitality management because she wants to work in cruise line, 5-star hotels, and airlines. So when you think about the whole industry altogether, hospitality management is wide, right? I believe that travel and tourism is a specific aspect of the hospitality management area. So someone who comes in and they are interviewing for a position that is related to travel and tourism, maybe an HR manager would be more inclined to hire that person because it's a specialization. But if you're wanting to be more diverse and work anywhere within the industry, kind of fit in anywhere, just to have that general idea or knowledge of the industry, I think the hospitality management would be the best for you. Now, if you're thinking about working in a 5-star hotel, airline, cruise line, airlines, travel and tourism, yes. But now again, when you're talking about 5-star hotels, when you're talking about managing an actual operations in terms of hotel, motel, being a director in there, I think the hospitality management would be a better fit because it gives you a more diverse, a broader understanding of the industry on a whole, while travel and tourism is more specific or specialized, if you understand what I mean. Someone said, Erla said, hi, I'm completed my 12th standard. I'm going to choose hotel management. Okay, great. So I guess she's finishing up with high school and she's going to do that after high school. So that's good. Hi, I'm from India. I would like to study abroad. I am 18 and I would like to do hospitality management in the UK. Which college should I join? Which is affordable and best? And which are the types of hospitality courses? So this question asks a lot of things. So the first thing that I'll say, when you're thinking about studying hospitality management, you're specifically talking about going to the UK to study, and you want to know which is the best college, which is the most affordable college. This is where the work comes in, because you have to do your research. So I always tell my students, as you know, I'm a college advisor. So I always tell my students, when you're thinking about going off to college, the cost is important, location is important, but there are a few other things that are important as well. Now, is cost more important than location? Is the climate more important than the cost? You have to think about the entire package that you're getting when it comes to that. So, to that part of your question, I would say do some research, take a look at the US World and News Report. They have a lot of rankings in terms of that. And you would find similar bodies like the US World and News Report that actually tells you where certain schools are ranked. When you look at them, they tell you their tuition, they tell you how many students are enrolled, and so forth. And because you're coming from India, you're going to be an international student. So the cost for a local student and an international student may be a lot different. So there's no easy answer to your question. I can tell you that the school that I went to is one of the top schools as it relates to culinary arts and hospitality management in New York, in the New York area. We have some of the best programs, some of the best professors and chefs and so forth. We have one of the few deans that are doctorate in culinary arts. So I can say so many things that makes the program at my institution the best program, but guess what? That program may not be right for you because you may not want to go to New York, right? Like you're saying, you want to go to UK. So at the end of the day, I would say to you, do some research, ask around, especially if you know anyone in the UK, ask around, because if you know someone in the UK and you can live with, let's say you have a family member and you can live with that family member, and there are 3 colleges that are around them or institutions around them, and one is cheaper than the other, however one is further than the other, you understand what I'm saying, or one have a different program from the rest of them, you have to find something that is right for you. So what is affordable to me may not be affordable to you. So based on what you're getting, based on if you're having to pay down and all of these different things. So I would recommend that you do that. Now, I can answer the question about what types of hospitality courses you'll be doing if you decide to do hospitality management. So I am going to give you 5 courses that I did in my undergraduate degree when I was studying and doing my bachelor degree in hospitality management. The first one is the introduction to the hospitality and tourism industry. Second, we have customer service. Third, we have dining room and restaurant management. We have also lodging. I think it was lodging management, where it deals with the bedding and the motels and hotels, the actual room itself. And then we have of course we have like sales. I also did hospitality law. So there are quite a bit of courses that you can actually take when it comes to hospitality. I think that you should think about it like this, Amy. If you are doing a program that is covering an entire industry, you're going to be thinking about all the different things that are within that industry. So yes, I had to do a course on flying. I had to do a course like basically the different type of travel and stuff like that. So those are some of the things that you would have to study. I can also give you a little bit more advice. I did a internship, and one of the internships that I did as a part of that course was purchasing. I also did room management. So all of those are different things that you would learn as you study, because remember, you're supposed to be able to be pushed from any area to go into that specific if you are in that industry, they should be able to use you for any department. Let's just say that. All right, so we have Fernanda, great video. And then we have Sharika, I enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for your videos, madam. It's very helpful. I am and very informative. I love watching and listening to you. God bless. New follower. Thank you so much, Ronnie. We also have Cheryl. Cheryl said, "Hi, I am a hospitality management teacher in Massachusetts for high school students. I show your videos to the freshmen who rotate into my exploratory class. We are career vocational technical in education program at Everett High School. Thank you for your videos. They tell the story of the business I love so much." Thank you so much, Miss Cheryl. Okay, so we also have Ricardo. That's what my daughter wants to go to university to do, and she's really passionate about it. Very good. Then we have Chioma saying, "Hello, thanks for sharing. When doing a Master's of Science, I think, in hospitality and management, would you do all three segments?" So let me repeat that. So she's asking, I think, if you do a degree in hospitality management, would you do all three segments? So I'm assuming that she's looking at the video where I talk about all the different segments, like we have the food and beverage segment, the lodging segment. I'm assuming she's talking about that. When you're doing a master's degree, undergraduate, you learn about everything. When you're doing a master's degree, you can choose what area you want to specialize in. You can do a general master's in hospitality management as you did in your undergraduate, or you might say, you know what, I'm passionate about travel and tourism, so I'm going to do a master's with a concentration in travel and tourism. Very similar to the first question that I asked, that I answered above. So when it comes to the master's degree, in terms of choosing a segment, you only want to do that if there's one aspect of the industry that stands out to you more, that you like more, and you say, listen, I want to go into that, and this is what I'm going to do so I can look more attractive and I can learn a lot more about that aspect of the industry. Okay, then we have Luke saying, "I'm a very clean and hospitable person. I want to pursue a career where I can run my own hotel one day. Where do I start?" So Luke, I must tell you that when I was growing up, I always thought that one day I would own a hotel as well. The reason why is because I personally, I just like make people feel good. I just like making people feel good. And I think that when they come and stay at a hotel that I have, everything would be in place, customer service, everything would be perfect. So now you're asking, where do you start? First, I would recommend that you get your feet wet. Make sure you get some experience even before you take any courses or anything. You want to start maybe doing some dishwashing work because they're the easiest to get, right? They're the easiest to get your way and make your way in. And once you're in, probably within a month or so, you can start doing other things. So that is what I would tell you. Where to start? Find a local hotel that is near you, Luke. Find which aspect that you can actually see that they have some openings and apply for those. And once you start doing that, then you can really see, well, hey, this is something that I really want to do. And then you can now focus on taking a course, maybe the introductory course to the industry, which you can do online. And then once you do that, then you can say, okay, well, yes, this is definitely something. And then you can continue doing these courses or enroll in a full-blown program. Once you have that degree behind you, you would have been stacking up all your experiences because you started that way. I am sure that you'll be able to continue to move up the ranks, especially if your attitude is good, you do not complain, you just smile and do the work, because that's what the hospitality industry needs. We need people who are, they would forget their own problems and they realize that this is just a job and the job requires me to be, the best person that I can be all the time. Not sometimes, but all the time. All right. We have Miss Harris. Miss Harrison, I'm scared if I try this, it won't work out for me because it requires me to move when I feel like I'm stuck here. So, when it comes to hospitality and tourism management, Miss Harrison, you do not have to feel like you have to move, because what I'm saying to you is that a hotel, a motel, a restaurant, any type of gaming and recreation activity that is hospitality management, what you have to think about is what is immediately around you. What is around you that you can get into easily? What is it that you can do to actually get your feet wet and actually start doing things? When it comes to moving, it must be that you're thinking that you're moving away to study, or you're moving away because there are no opportunities where you are. And if there are no opportunities where you are, and this is something that you're passionate about, you have to move. Because this is what is going to happen. You're going to continue to be scared, and you'll have that thing that you want to do. And what if you never do it? However, if you give it a try and it doesn't work, and before it gets too bad, you go back to your situation that you had previously, then you would say, at least I tried and it didn't work. But if you continue to be in the same spot, be scared, then you're going to always be thinking about what if I had done that. All right. We have another comment. I'm in my final semester of undergraduate travel, leisure, and recreation, and I can't wait for the money to come in. I hear you. I hear you. Thank you so much, Kim, for making this video. You're welcome, Mac. Then we have Francinio. You are going to help me a lot. Okay. I have studied tourism management. What jobs can I get? So if you've studied tourism management, you can think about any job, whether it range from working for an airline, working for a local transportation company. So anything to do with travel, movement between people, land, air, and sea. Just think about what those jobs might look like and you can apply for them. Remember, tourism management is the art of people moving around and all of these different things. So anything that falls within those lines, and do not shy away from government jobs and stuff like that. Again, this is a wide industry. Okay, inspirational, it's a key course. All right, so we have Thaisa saying, I'm in high school right now and I always wanted to do law cause my dad did it and he gets good money, so I wanted to. But I'm still thinking about criminology or tourism at the moment. But I don't know how much someone with a degree in tourism and tourism gets. Of course, I want money so I can travel, but doesn't need to be at the center of my attention, So I understand what she's saying. So she's in a position where her dad makes good money, and she just want to make sure that it's going to be the right field for her because her dad is into law and stuff like that. So here's the thing, if you go into a career based on what your parents want, based on what your parents did, then you're always going to have that thing where you don't feel that sense of satisfaction. You're always going to have in the back of your mind, regardless of how much money you're making, what if I had gone to this specific type of industry, or what if I had done this specific career? So what I would recommend that you do, I recommend that you take a course in criminal justice or criminology, or social justice, I would recommend that you also take a course in hospitality and tourism management. And I would recommend that you take a course in law, like Law 101. It gives you the opportunity to see what each industry looks like and which is the best fit for you. In terms of the amount of money that you can make, the amount of money you make in any position, any industry, depends on your level of experience, your education, which is your credentials, as well as the place or organization in which you work. There are some organizations, for example, I may work at the Ritz-Carlton, and they pay better than, let's say, the Marriott. I may work at a Hyatt and I get less money than someone that works at Four Seasons, and they're the same roles. I may have the same experience. I may have the same credentials. So when it comes to the money, you have to think about your experience, getting that up, getting your credentials. They need to see that thing on paper. And you also need to make sure that you're picking a company who's, they pay well. All right, so I'm going to read one more comment from here, and then I'm going to go over to the next video. Hi, Kimara. How are you? Very great video. I'm currently working as a front desk manager in Brazil, and I'd like to migrate to the USA and keep my career. How can you help me? Well, the most I can do for you in this case is tell you, where you can go to find jobs. I can also tell you that in order for you to work in the US, if you are not a US citizen or resident, you have to apply for a work permit. And I do not know under what circumstances they might grant you a permit. The other thing is that when you're thinking about keeping your career, if you're a front desk manager in Brazil, there are many, many front desk managers position open, I would assume, in the US. Now you also have to think about what state you want to move to. But working in a different country is not as easy as it might appear. Even with your experience, your credentials, you must have a work permit. So your first step is to find out what you need to do to qualify for a valid work permit. And once you have that, then you can start making the arrangements to relocate. Okay, and then we're just having some other comments. I can't get to all today, so I'm going to go to the next video. So now I'm going to turn my attention to this video, and I am going to read a few of the comments that I have here, and then I am going to wrap up. And I'm always going to start with the most recent comments. So we have Andrea. Hey, love your video. I wanted to ask if due to the pandemic, the hospitality got affected. I mean, of course, but in what way? Are there many job positions? I studied public relations as a major, and I want to study a diploma in hospitality and tourism. Thank you. So Andrea, yes, the pandemic has affected things a lot, not just with the hospitality industry, but as I mentioned previously, the jobs are coming back. People are wanting to go out. It's still an attractive field for you to actually study. You can go back and look at the start of the video, because I think this is one of the first questions I answered. Okay, so we have Matt. My cousin Morgan is a sophomore at Monroe Community College to play lacrosse and soccer and major in hospitality administration. She loves it there, and the best part is she's living on campus, so we can't fight. So he's saying she's living on campus, so he can't fight with her. And then I responded to the students. I responded to this person actually, and I'm going to read my response. That's so cool. Make sure you tell her to look into completing an internship at a hotel or restaurant, it would make a big difference in her experience. And he said that he'll make sure that he tells her to do that. Okay, very good information here. Thank you, Constant. Hello, I'm Christina. Please, current, I'm looking forward to applying for admissions on hospitality management. Can you help? Christina, I'm not quite sure what you mean in terms of how I can help. Next, we have love the way you are explaining things, and I also want to take a course in hospitality management. Very good, Lydia. That's good. Shin, hey girl, you are such a lovely person. I am so adore the way you talk. That is so lovely to listen. You motivate me to apply for hospitality management for my bachelor. I love you. Oh, thank you, Shin. We have great video. You're inspiring. Then we have Joseph saying, what about the 1,000 reasons not to work in hospitality? So Joseph, my videos will always be in support of hospitality management because it's something I love. Just like it's not good to drink too much water, we all know that we must always drink water, right? So let's just leave that there. Hi, I just wanted to ask, how many hours do you usually work in an hospitality industry? I've heard they work very long hours, especially those in hotels and restaurant management. I'm interested in taking a career in hospitality, but the amount of hours they work is making me hesitant to do so. So, my response to her, and I'm going to read it exactly as it is, a lot of people believe hospitality workers work long hours, but it's not true. The industry is run on a shift system that is different from a 9 to 5. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop reading my response to her and explain a little bit. So it's always a thing where they feel like people who work in those industries, they work more hours and stuff like that. I would say that they work harder in a sense where they do more physical stuff. But when it comes to the hours, it's the same 8 hours a day. Now, the hospitality industry specifically is very similar to the health industry. The shifts are generally from 7 to 3. That's roughly about an 8 hour, and you get your 30 minutes or 60 minutes break. Or you may do a 3 to 11, or you may do an 11 to 7 in the morning. So there are 3 different types of shifts. Now, it is not a 9 to 5. So maybe sometimes you might see someone and you say, oh, is she going to work? Oh, she just coming from work? But you have to remember, where you have someone working Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, their days off are generally on the weekend, Saturdays and Sundays, right? When it comes to the hospitality industry, you are picking up different shifts. So Monday, you may do a shift from 7 to 3. You may be off on a Tuesday, and you may be going back in on a Wednesday from 7 to 3. And then on a Thursday, they may give you a shift from a 3 to 11, right? If you're working in a specific department that needs someone overnight, maybe that day before your next day off, you may get an 11 to 7. So it really depends on the shift that you pick up. The best thing about the industry would be if you can actually zoom in on a specific shift. But remember, the turnover in this industry is generally high. So it means that people are always coming in and coming out of the industry in terms of the jobs and so forth. So it means that it's very hard for you to go into a job and be a waiter and say, hey, I'm only working from 7 to 3. It's not going to work, because they need people that are available. That is why sometimes, even now, people who are adults, like I know my sister, she works in the hotel industry. She gets her shifts at the end of every week. So she can't tell me what day she's going to be off until she gets her schedule. But she has been doing that all my life. Since I know her, that is the only job that she's had in the hospitality industry as a server in the food and beverage industry, specifically of the hotel. And she loves it. On her days off, she sleeps. When everyone is out working in the week, sometimes she has 2 days off in the week. And then the weekends are busy at the hotel, so maybe she's working on the Saturday and Sunday. So it's not generally that they actually work more hours. I think the shift system is different. So that's probably what's causing the confusion about that. Okay, then we have Denise saying, I am worried about the pay because I already work in hotel and I want to study for the associate's degree in hospitality. So when it comes to the pay, again, you must make sure that you have the experience, you have the education that go behind it, and you're actually applying for to a company or a hotel, a restaurant that actually pays well. So if you're concerned about money and you have experience, then start applying to places that you know pay more. If you're thinking about going to school and getting an associate's degree, once you finish that associate's degree, enroll into the bachelor degree program. Right now, we're at the point where associate's degree are like certificates. The first real degree in my eyes now, based on the fact that I'm a college advisor, is a bachelor degree. You don't get the same type of recognition, you don't get the same type of pay. Just looking out there, many of the jobs are requiring you to have at least that bachelor degree requirement coming in for managerial positions. All right, so I think that would answer your question, Denise. We also have, I was second guessing myself if I'm making the right decision. Yes, you're making the right decision. If it doesn't work, then you go back, but you want to make sure you always give it a try. And I'm going to take my own advice on that. Okay, or even do a video explaining the don'ts of the job. Okay, so when it comes to the hospitality and tourism industry, there are many things that you should not do. And there are many things that I would encourage you to do. The only thing that I would say that you should not do, like I could just get up and say it right now, don't take your problems to work. Don't be grumpy and miserable in front of guests and clients. And 3, be kind to everyone that you encounter. So all of these things are things that I live my life on. Even if I'm not having the best day, you better believe you're getting a smile, because no one needs to know that I'm not having a bad day, that I'm not having a good day. I actually prefer to take a day off, to call in sick, than to go in and be miserable, than to go in and no, that can't work. So the don'ts, the one thing I'll say, make sure that you're always positive, high energy, no low energy, those type of things. You want to just be, good vibes only. Let's just say that. Do not bring bad vibes to your workplace. Next, please can you share tips on how not to get worn out while doing the job? That is a good one. So when you think about being worn out, there are a lot of different things that you're talking about here. An 8-hour shift shouldn't make you worn out, especially if you're not exerting too much energy, right? This specific question is one of those things where it has a lot to do with your own personal life. So if you're going to work for 7 o'clock, you want to make sure that you get enough rest. That way you don't feel like you're overworked. The next thing is that getting rest means you're not going to be pulling a 3-nighter, meaning there are some opportunities where there's always an opportunity to pick up extra shifts at the hotel. If you just did a 7 to 3 and there's a shift open from 3 to 11, and you know your next shift is first thing in the morning, 7 o'clock, don't do that 3 to 11. You can do it, but then you must expect that if you continue to do it over and over, you're going to get burnt out. So this is very attractive because a lot of the times when people call out or if someone is sick, the manager would come to someone who's supposed to be leaving their shift and say, oh, can you stay? It's overtime, it's extra money, but at the end of the day, you will get burned out. So those are things that you can prevent, making sure you get enough rest, not picking up double shifts if you really can't do it. 3, making sure that you eat well and stuff like that. I think exercise will help with that because it gives you some level of endurance. Next, you have a beautiful smile. Thank you for the lesson. Thank you so much, Matanami. Then we have, you can be a good lecturer, teacher, or professor for a college in hospitality. I am applying for client customer executive. I'm not so confident. You motivate me by seeing this. Aw, thank you very much, Diane. So at the end of the day, eventually I will probably look at becoming a teacher or professor, but for right now I'm still in education. I'm a college advisor. So I get more passionate when people want to do hospitality management, I must say, but I'm still in the same field. Thank you so much for those kind words. Okay, what courses were you required to take while studying hospitality management? I mentioned a few of them earlier, so I'm just going to have you refer to the previous part of the video. I will just say that I studied beverage operations management, restaurant operations management, hospitality law, and you can see some more in the first part of the video. Thank you for this interesting video. You inspire me on going to get my master's in hospitality in the hospitality industry, as I love it. I was in doubt whether to continue study or no, but now I understand it is worth it. So it's so heartwarming to see the people who love their work. I just love people in general. Thank you. Okay, so we have, wow, if I want to take hospitality management as a course, which grade should I get to learn that? I'll repeat. Wow, if I want to take hospitality management as a course, which grade should I learn? Which grade should I learn that? Now, it is my understanding and it is my belief that, and someone actually commented this that I'm going to say like last night on one of my videos. I think things like real estate, I think things like financial management, and I think things like tourism, hospitality management, those are courses that we should be doing in school. Just as we're doing maths, we're doing algebra, we're doing social studies, English. I think that these are life skills and we should learn these before we leave high schools. That's just my opinion, and it doesn't matter where in the world you are. That's what I think. Home, shelter is a basic need. People need to understand real estate. 2, we also have people, we have to use money. We can't do anything without money now. People need to understand how to get money and retain that money and multiply on that money to be successful. And again, I already said in my last video, hospitality management is one of those things that I think the world would be a much better place with it. Because no matter what industry you go into, there is some level of customer service that must be there. It's just that simple. You must be able to have that type of skill, that interpersonal skill, to be a good human being. So it's nothing wrong with you learning some of those type of skills. Maybe not the entire industry altogether, but the skills that are in there, I think you should learn them before you leave high school. Good question, Murana. All right, so I'm just removing a comment. I realize that there's a sales comment here. All right, there's also one that says, I love how you talk and explain the concepts. My English level is intermediate and I can understand every word you say. Thank you so much. I'm also a hotel management student. That's why I watch this. I'm honored if I could work with you or someone like you as a guide. And then the final comment that I would read is from Romeo that says, great video, very motivational and inspiring. Thank you guys so much for sticking through the end of all of my comments and questions. I wanted to make sure that I give you guys a nice long video today because I know I haven't been here a lot. The reason why I haven't been on a lot is because there was some change in terms of work and in terms of editing videos and stuff like that. And that is why I'm coming on live today, because it's so much easier for me to just put the camera up, pull up the questions and ask them like that without having to worry about editing after and so forth. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I think I'm going to do another video in another couple of weeks, and if you guys like this video, please let me know in the comments below if going live is something that you guys like. Let me know where you are in the world, what time you're seeing this. That would give me an idea as to what time I should possibly go live, so that way you guys can catch me, you guys can comment, and we can have a conversation. So bye until my next video.